You know, Sue came back in 1986. And I think probably about the second day you were here, did you start recycling? The second day you were here back in 1986, did you start recycling? Oh yeah, hear that? Yeah, she invited people to bring their waste to church. What would normally go in the trash, you know, the plastic bottles and glass. She used to take glass. I drove with you to Topeka with a load of glass once. Yeah.
We used to get money for it.
We did, yes. And she's been saving aluminum cans, so bring your beer cans in. She'll take them. It's amazing. Since that time, we now have curbside recycling in my neighborhood. So I don't have to load Sue up with as much. And it's amazing how much of our waste we can turn back into useful energy and useful stuff. But it's absolutely amazing, too, when I watch this world, and I watch us, and I watch myself, how much energy we turn into waste. Lots of motion, lots of noise, lots of words, lots of activity that's pretty much meaningless. Sometimes you've heard me talk about thinking thoughts and not let your thoughts think you. Well, sometimes some thought comes in your mind and you just start running with it and the wheels go, and it's as if you believe you own that thought. You've got to live with it, and you've got to invest your energy in it. How often we allow ourselves to get caught up in all kinds of emotional thinking. Has that ever happened to you? You see something on the news and sometimes can't wait to talk to somebody about it. Did you hear this and that? I've noticed. Walk into a room full of people and just say something, tell them some piece of news that's negative, and then just watch. It seems to catch fire in there. People seem to want to share that and talk about that. How much energy we waste. A lot of times if you're still working, you can work so hard and burn so much energy, and so much of it is wasted. Do you ever work really hard and realize you're getting nowhere? Because so much is going into the working part, but it's not being creative. It's not being efficient. Lots of motion, lots of noise, lots of activity, but not much produced. A lot of us are looking for a thing in our lives. We don't have it. We're looking for it. We hope to God somebody can give it to us. We can't find it. Looked everywhere. Can't buy it, but sometimes we think we can. If I just had enough money, I'd have peace of mind. We complain about it. We'll argue for it. And what is it? Peace. Peace of mind. How many times do we think about peace of mind equals money or stuff? Is that a new thought for you? I hear about that pretty often. Just had enough money. Everything would be fine. Everything would be taken care of, and I could finally be at peace. We look for it. We look for it all over. Complain about not having it. And then we turn all our energy into waste. Anything but peace. One point in time, Jesus said, and this is in Matthew 11, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Now we'll stop that right there. Do you labor? Are you heavy laden? There's lots of stuff on your shoulders. Things in life seem difficult. First three words is the answer to it all. Come to me. Now, don't you be coming to me. I can't help you. But this is that divine cosmic Christ in you speaking to you. I like the King James. Come unto me. I like it better that way. Come unto me. What? I don't know where you are. Yes, you do. I'm within you. I'm right where you are. But you'll not find me by looking out there. You'll not find me by getting noisy and busy. You find me in the peace, in the stillness within yourself. When you pause. Have you ever been in some kind of crazy turmoil and you're breathing heavy and things seem just so out of control? Did you ever stop and take a few deep breaths and remind yourself, peace, be still? If you do, it works. It works. Begins to shut down all those crazy thoughts of the human mind. All the thoughts of how you can fix it or what you're going to have to do. Let it go. Peace. Be still. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. That's no yoke, folks. Well, it was a poor attempt. Charles Fillmore loved puns, and he would throw them out now and then, and that was a very poor one. But what's a yoke? Is it a burden or is it an aid? It's an instrument that joins two forces together to do work in synchronicity. Take my yoke upon you. In other words, take me into what's before you. Remember my presence, and let's you and I do this together. Work from that point of peace and center and intelligence and power within you instead of, oh my, what I have to do, and the human way, and the ego wanting to fix and move things. Peace, be still. Take me into everything that concerns you. Have you done that? I've had periods in my life where I really reminded myself to do this. I used a simple phrase, I do this unto thee. Can you imagine me doing dishes without a dishwasher, by hand? And in my mind, I'm saying, Lord, I do this unto thee. Okay, Lord, let's you and I wash these dishes together. Did you ever grab the Lord of your being in your mind and go out and cut the grass together? Yoke together? So it's not you performing the work. It is the Father working through you. For I am gentle and lowly in heart. It took me a long time to find out what in the world that word lowly meant. We don't quite use it the same way anymore. Sometimes I think we might think of that lowly in heart means pressed down, something less. But it means not pretending, not ambitious, not proud, but real, genuine. Christ of you is real and genuine in heart. That's important to remember. And you will find rest for your souls. Talk about a Serta moment. Or would this be the sleep number bed? Probably 1,000, I think. Or Casper the Friendly Ghost. You have a Casper mattress? I would afraid it would start flying around the room. For my yoke is easy. Working together, you and I, you and the Christ within, makes it easy. You have a partner, and you have a partner that has far more power and intelligence and peace and all things that you need than you humanly do. So joined, things become easy, and my burden is light. Now, I can't tell you where I heard this, but it was some minister. I hope it was a Unity minister that I heard say it a lot of years ago, and I don't even know. But someone commented on this and said, light. How big a burden is light? How heavy is light? You know what I thought when I heard that? Oh my God, that's absurd. But that divine spirit within you, all it asks that you work with, that you carry, that you use, is the light of truth. God light, spiritual light. What kind of burden is that? So the only burden is light, it's truth, but that's not a burden. That's a relief. I'd love to carry light around all day, wouldn't you? Sure beats the 2 or 3 pounds that I put on over the last few years. Yeah. Hypatia, one of my teachers, used to say, you know, when you meditate, you appropriate energy right from the source. And she said, the more I meditate, it seems the more weight I gain. This is meditation, folks. When you start to feel tied up in knots, when you're in traffic, when you're face to face with somebody that has a different point of view than you do, it's a time to say, wait a minute. I have a lot of energy going here into waste. Instead of turning waste into energy, I'm turning my energy into waste. When you turn on an incandescent light bulb, you know what the waste is, right? You get light. What else do you get? Heat. When you're interacting with someone at that kind of intensity, you get heat. That's waste. Now you can tell. You can tell when this is happening. Your jaw seems to set. Your fingers clench a little bit. Your breathing may become a little more rapid. Your muscles start to tense. Wait a minute. Let go. Peace. Be still. Come unto me. Turn to that center of your being. Stop. Look at where you are. Look at what's happening. And realize that you need to turn to that spiritual center. that calm place in the center of you. What is your reaction doing for you? Is it making your life better in the moment? Are you happier because you're reacting? You like walking around like that? I'm sort of lazy. I don't want to invest that much energy in tightening up muscles or breathe that hard or have to talk that loud. Because you know, the less they listen, the louder we get. That was my father's method of speaking foreign languages. He would speak English louder and louder. Excuse me, Dad. Let me order dinner. You turn within. You come unto the Christ within yourself. And what do you find? You find light. You find peace. You find joy, light, love, lowly of heart, no pretending, no ego, not fake, it's real. That's that peace that passes all understanding. Or as Tom Witherspoon said, all misunderstanding. After Jesus said that about, come unto me, all ye who labor and are heavy laden, he had a little encounter with the Doobie sisters. You know who I mean, don't you? No? They're in the Bible, and there's a picture of them up there on the screen. Martha and Mary. Remember the sisters of Lazarus? I've long called them the Doobie sisters. Mary sat at the feet of Jesus. She poured that wonderful oil upon him, anointed him at one point. She represents love. They both do. But they're both also representing different planes of activity. Martha's running around and saying, Lord, can I get you something? Can I get you something to drink? Would you like some water? Oh, how about a glass of wine? We got some nice Mogan David here. Nuts? Nuts? Can I get you nuts? Oh, that sister of mine, she's not doing anything. She's just sitting there at your feet, listening to you. I could use some help. Mary's at the feet of Jesus. Martha is busy. We can read the story. Now as they went on their way, he entered the village, and a woman named Martha received him into her house. First one out there, Martha. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. Which would you choose? Listen to his teaching? Or be busy doing, serving, and getting him some Mogan David? But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things. One thing is needful. Mary has chosen the good portion, which shall not be taken away from her. What's the good portion? She's become still. She's become centered in peace. And she's open to the inspiration and guidance of that divine spirit within herself. Now, Martha's expending energy. She's trying to take care of everybody. But her focus is outside. Mary's is within. Martha's that outer phase of the soul's activity. It's active service, and that's good, but it's not of greater value than the quiet receptivity. Too much outer, and remember, he says she's anxious. She's fretting about many things. Probably if he spoke straight to her, he would have said, peace, be still, be still. Martha, shh, take a breath, Martha. Shh, another deep breath. That's it. Peace, be still. Mary's a great representative of the ability we have to look to that center. Mary is the inner or soul's receptivity to that inner spiritual teacher. Christ in you, your assurance of glory. It's how you touch that point of peace within yourself. Martha seems to forget that spiritual things, spiritual awareness, spiritual activity, and yes, life itself is spiritual activity. She forgets that it cannot be duplicated. It cannot be created by personal will, by the human ego, by personal consciousness. It can't be done. That's why all that energy goes to waste. Need somebody like Sue to start recycling some of that. Martha thinks, if it's to be, I got to do it. Got to do it myself. Got to do. And Mary says, I be. To be. Not to become, but I be, I am. To be still and recognize. So when you see this going on in your life, when you start concerned about things outside and in your own mind, thoughts are racing and you're starting to get caught up in chaos, peace, be still. Do you ever tell yourself, stop it? Stop it. There's a part 2 to that. Stop it is the command. Okay, stop it. But then you make yourself mind. You stop. You take a breath. You sit down. You close your eyes. And you remember those words, come unto me. Take that yoke upon you. Join with that power at the center of your being. And folks, it's a beautiful center. A place of peace, a place of power. You can hunt for it, but when you're hunting for it, you're like Martha. You're running all around, and you're not finding it. Because to find it, you must first be still.